Hey guys, Dave right here, DB Restorations. Today I want to talk about the air grabber setup on the 71 Plymouth Cuda, the E-body especially. A lot of the early B-bodies had the air grabber setup or the ram charger setup, if you're with Dodge, mounted to the hood on the car. And the E-bodies, they actually mounted the air grabber setup to the engine itself. So we want to kind of break that down and show you exactly how that system works. Now on this car, you have a modern 392 Hemi engine on it, so it actually doesn't function like it would have from the factory, but we wanted to tribute a Hemi Cuda convertible, so that's why we put the shaker setup on this car. And it doesn't function like a normal one would, but it looks super cool. So let's go on over to our 71 Cuda convertible over here, our other 71 Cuda convertible, this beautiful Winchester gray car, and this has an air grabber setup on it. So we want to talk about this. And this will be the same as all the hood mounted ones. There'll still be an N96 code on your fender tag. So the reason they call this the shaker setup is because with this mounted on the engine's running, this thing would shake underneath. So hence the name shaker. So that's where they got that. So when you pop the hood on these, the first thing you see is that sticker that says shaker, and it's a nice blurry sticker, so when you look at it, it kind of makes your eyes kind of look weird because it's actually blurry, like it's shaking. But you look inside of this thing of how massive this whole shaker setup is in the engine bay. It's crazy. It makes this little 340 look so tiny. But what we want to start with is when this thing's shut, and you got to figure if you're out driving this car and it's pouring down rain, where is all that water going to go? That thing's going to dump on top of there. So here, zoom in here, Haley. Show you here. This thing's really neat. It's got like a gasket around here that would seal around the edge of your hood. And then when the rain would hit on this bubble, it goes in here. And if you look at this little hole right here, zoom in there if you can, it's got like a rain gutter set up. So the rain will all go through that hole. And then if you look down here, there's pipes underneath that go all the way down near the K-frame, and so all the water would drain out. And they have one on each side, so you got these drain hoses mounted onto them, so it'll drain right down onto the ground. So this gasket will catch all the water, keep it from dumping on all your engine and all your electrical and everything, and it just kind of funnels all that out. So a really cool setup, a little bit of engineering in that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this thing apart. There's 3 pieces to this unit that function. But first I want to kind of show you on the side here. If you come over here, Haley, there's cable set up. Now under your dash you have a red handled cable that says carb air. And that cable is this one right here. It comes through your firewall. And it would hook to right here. And you can see it's got this pivot. Now this pivot, the one under your dash, when you pull it, it'll swing this, and then this cable here is in your shaker bubble that actually operates the doors on the scoop. So when that one moves, it moves this one. So when that one moves under the dash, it'll move this one and open or close the air door. So we'll pull this bubble off and I'll show you how that air door setup works. So let's do that. So you come on back there, Haley. I'm going to put it on the table over there. So it's kind of a complicated little unit here. So when this comes off, let me spin this around. So here's our mechanism on our door. So you have your air door right here, which forces it in through the scoops, and then you have another door up in here, and I'll show you where that one's at on the base. But here's your cable. So when your cable moves, when you open up your main air door, it closes that one. When you close your ram air door, it opens this one. Now if we come over here to the engine, on the base here, now like we were saying, when you open that main air door, it forces the air right into your air cleaner, gives you that cold air induction and that little boost of horsepower to your engine. Now when you close that, say it's pouring down rain, you shut that door, the other door opens, it's right here, and that one, you can see my hand under there, it draws air from the fan and from the engine bay, which feeds the carburetor because you need some sort of air for your air fuel mixture on your carburetor. So that's the way that works. So when this one's open, this one's closed, forces that cold air in. When you shut this one opens and gives you some air to your carburetor. So super cool setup there. So now here's our next unit, and this one right here you can see it moves around, so you can get it centered exactly where it needs to be. And it has these little tabs and bolts that you bolt that down. And it has your, let me go around you here. This side over here, you got to unhook your breather pipe over here to get it off. So it's got a breather hose there. So once you take that off, just stay there, sweetie. And then you got your other hoses here, which I'm going to take off the drain hoses. So take those off, and then this dude will come off. So we'll set that over here as well. So that's our second part, and then here's our third part. And our third part is the very bottom base here, and that's what your air cleaner goes onto. Then you have this unit here, and then it's mounted in various locations. Big blocks use a little leg on the side. The small blocks use these front brackets, but then it mounts on a stud there with the carburetor. So there's your basic breakdown on the SHAKER fresh air setup on the E-body Mopars. So pretty complicated. A lot of guys, I'm sure you saw a lot of cars running around without the SHAKER bubble setup on it because they're kind of a pain to work on, because you got to take everything off to get to your carburetors to tune your engine. So of course this is a single 4. If this car had a 6-pack, this base would have 3 holes in it. And of course if you had the Hemi, you would have 2 holes in it for your dual 4-barrel setup. So hopefully that kind of broke it down for you guys, and appreciate you watching the video. Be sure to subscribe and share it. And you guys take care, and I'll try to get you some more info later on.